Hello everyone, Ben Williams here from Old Tin Cup Habitat Restoration Enhancement, and welcome back to this letter of land management A to Z for whitetails in between, but I guess we'll call it for wildlife in between because that's what we're all about, right? Is enhancing it for all wildlife. But with a lot of the stuff we're doing for whitetails, it's going to benefit a lot of other species. So what I'm doing is up here at a place called Topfield at our piece of property. It's actually where we did our letter A video for this first video series, so it's really cool to get back up here. I was out doing some work on the property today. I sprayed probably about 5 acres today in between the little bit of wind. It's picking back up now a little bit, so luckily I just finished the tank up here. And what I wanted to talk about with this letter O is on-site. And I wanted to talk about an on-site assessment that I do as a consultant here. It's usually out of my busy season. Usually the early spring, late winter is my busy season, but I have been picking up now that coronavirus and the restrictions and stuff are starting to be lifted. So I'm, moving forward with, scheduling up some more visits and getting to some clients that are clients every year consecutively for whether it's habitat tweakings, plantings, going back, setting stand locations, pruning apple trees, I mean, you name it, a whole bunch of different services. But I wanted to touch on our on-site assessment. And I've been seeing so much more of these services pop up with other people, and I'm happy for them. There's a lot of good consultants out there for sure. But what I wanted to stress on with this O for on-site is you need to get on a property. Aerial assessments or over-the-phone assessments or any of those, you're throwing your money away. There's some stuff, yes, you could pick out from an aerial map. You can look at bottlenecks and all that stuff, and you can draw it up on a map all sorts of different ways, that might make sense. But unless you're out there really fleshing out a piece of property, you're just putting, shots in the dark and playing a percentage game, and I don't like gambling like that. That's why I don't do any over the phone, aerial consults, any of those, whatever you want to call it. I'm out on the property for the full day with the landowner or land manager. I work with leasers as well as property owners, people that even have permission ground, on bigger parcels specifically have hired me. So you can't do it over the phone, guys. There's no way to give an accurate 100% do you the best justice for your money and this service without being on site on a piece of property. Case in point, I was at one just the other day, and again, with aerial imagery not being completely up to date sometimes for certain counties, states, sections of whatever state you might be working in, it might not even be recent. It might not show a recent timber harvest. It might not show, it looks like it's a field from the aerial image, but a property I was just on in Cayuga County the other day, it looked like an open field. I get there, it's 9 foot tall autumn olive. That completely changes whatever management prescription I might have given them over the phone for it versus what we laid out on site. So with that being said, same thing with, looks like an overgrown woods. What it was thousands of locust shoots. I forget, he said I think they took like 1,200 locusts out of another piece of property. In that same property, they took over 1,000 locust trees out of that, and it just looked like hardwood. From the aerial image, there was no way to differentiate between what they have for timber species either. So that was harvested, and put to use for fence posts and all that stuff. So that was great. And now we're tweaking it, putting in food sources, but outlining your stand locations first. And you can't get that over the phone or by looking at an aerial map. I mean, you could get a rough idea, and I do my homework before I get to a property. Before that, I'm looking at your soils, I'm looking at your topography, I'm looking at whatever information you give me before I come out to the property, whether your current stands are, your current food plots, timber stand improvement areas, whatever it might be. I want to get as much information of you as possible. That way when we get there, we talk a little bit more for about a half hour, 40 minutes, whatever it might be. Or we might even just hit the ground running depending on how much information I've got, over the phone from you in the initial conversations. Saves you a lot of time and saves us a lot of time when we're fleshing out a piece of property, and we'll break it right down. Stand locations, food plot locations, where we should be, accessing from. And that's the key, guys. There's a lot of people have good intentions and they hunt the sign, and there's nothing wrong with that if you're doing it with your access properly. And you can't do that without fleshing it out on site and getting eyeballs on it. It could look good on a map, but until you get out there and start looking at it, same thing here. This property where I'm at, Topfield, we've traditionally accessed over here. We're changing that. Switchgrass screen going in here. Just got done with a spray. Soil temps weren't right. Had issues with the sprayer. mom and dad moving to a new house, me moving to a new house, so life gets, you know, busy at times, have to deal with clients, so my stuff took a little bit of a back burner. So I'm getting it burnt down. We have adequate soil temps now. Maybe get some switchgrass in here depending on how good of a kill I get on this. Didn't use any 2,4-D in this mix. We did 2,4-D on some of the other plots where we had some curly dock really infested hard. This was just a glide burn down here, about 2%. But this is going to be a switchgrass screen across here, switchgrass up center, switchgrass all different places. Dad's not happy with me, but I let him plant his little bit of corn and beans, and he'll give me some switchgrass. It's a little bit of a love-hate trade-off with that. So, but anyway, guys, so that's what we're out doing. Filming up a couple videos right now real quick. I got spraying because I had some laid down wind, which was good. I could get out and get these plots sprayed. I think I sprayed over 5 acres today, or something like that. I put like 12 miles on the spray four-wheeler, so, you know, definitely put some miles on that for getting these plots sprayed up. And we'll keep you guys updated with what we got going on. We'll keep bringing you these letters. If you like this video, give us that thumbs up. This one's a little bit longer, but let us know in the comments what you want to see on this, or if you're interested in having me come out for an on-site consult. That's the only way I do them. I don't do them over the phone. If you're interested in that, give me a call, 315-879-7802, or email me at otc.management@yahoo.com. Check out our Facebook page. We have lots of videos on this YouTube channel discussing identifying plants, what you could be doing to help your property right now. We're going to do 2 or 3 more videos today. I'm going to shoot up real quick. I do these with no edits, no BS, no fluff. Give you the straight content. So thanks everyone for tuning in, and I'll catch you all next time in the field. Thanks so much for the support, guys, and have fun and be safe out there, and do it for the wildlife. Take care.